High five.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for coming out. It's great to be here. It's great to be here today. How many of you guys are glad you're not in my shoes? Yeah. Well, for one, they're probably too big, and they're also stinky, so you probably don't want to wear those.
So, for those of you who don't know, can you tell them that?
Oh yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I'm Elianna's father, her dad, and it was, oh yeah, and that one over there. And was it about a month ago when Elianna told me what she wanted for her birthday from me? She was in the back of our van and she was giggling, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? And she told me she wanted me to do stand-up comedy at her birthday, and I gotta say, I was surprised. I was a little shocked, actually, and probably after like 2 weeks of begging, she finally said I could do it. So here I am, and it's really awesome, and I'm super excited to be here saying some jokes. So I appreciate any laughter that you guys could send my way. That would be really good. Actually, honestly, Elianna was really sweet about this. It was probably about a week and a half ago. She came up to me and she's like, Dad, you don't have to do stand-up at my birthday. I'll get you a stool. And you can do sit-down comedy. So I've got a stool, and apparently it's because I'm old. We were at Montana's on a daddy-daughter date, and we were playing on the table with the paper, playing X and O's. And I was like, okay, let's play X and O's. She's like, all right, I'll be X's and you can be O's because you're old. I was like, what? I'm not even that old, right? Like, I'm getting close to 40, next year. But like, 40's not even that old. Although I will say that I am old enough that when I walk, my bones feel like Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. Bobby and I were actually walking up the stairs from putting our kids to bed the other day, and I was walking up the stairs and it was like, she's like, shh, quiet. I'm like, I can't help it. This is just how I was made. But anyways, sorry, what? Oh, we got a heckler in the back. Oh, it's nice to see you. Is it cold outside? Got a toucan there, Corbin? Oh, he's got hockey hair. Oh, yeah. Anyways, well, I'm at the stage where it's like I don't even need to go to a chiropractor anymore because all I got to do is try and floss. And it kind of hurts. It actually did kind of hurt. I did injure my back recently, I will say that. And no, it wasn't doing anything brave or heroic. It wasn't even doing anything dangerous like getting out of bed too quickly in the morning. It was doing a dare. I was at the pool with my kids, and I was walking over to the diving board with Elianna and Zeke because they wanted me to watch them jump off the diving board. And I was like, yeah, I can totally do that. I had no intention of going off the diving board at all. But as we're walking up, there's this kid standing there. No, he wasn't smoking. And he's looking at me, and he's like, here comes a sucker. Like, you could probably hear me walking up, my knees cracking or whatever. And he looks at me, and he's like, do a backflip. I'm like, at that moment, you have a choice. You can risk your life and limb and possible death, or you can let your kids down and be seen as a failure for your entire life. So I was like, okay. Climb up onto the diving board, and I'm like, how do you do a backflip again? All right, turn around, step 1. Step 2, renew my life insurance policy. Step 3, don't die. Anyways, needless to say, it did not go super well. I did compress a bunch of facets in the spine in my back because apparently I'm old. But when you're not even 10 and someone's 40, that's like 4 times their lifespan, right? Like, I get it. I remember actually going to my mom's birthday party when I was a kid, her 40th birthday party. And I remember sitting at the birthday party and being like, she's gonna die now. But she's not. My mom's alive and well. Love you, Mom. Kids just see things differently, right? When you're young, you just see life differently. Boys and girls see things differently too, right? Like, boys are silly, aren't they? Right, girls? Yeah, boys are silly. Boo, boys. So like, at a birthday party, when a boy gets a gift that he really, really likes, what does he do right away? He makes sound effects, right? If you give a little boy a birthday gift and the first thing he does is make sound effects, good gift. That's the best present. That is the best thanks you will ever get from a little boy. A few years ago, my wife got me a Star Wars Jedi robe housecoat for my birthday. It is awesome. It's got the big hood, the big huge sleeves. You know the first thing I said when I put that thing on? I said, thank you. Because I've been well trained. No, actually, when you put that on, you feel like you have Jedi powers, right? So I looked at her and I was like, you will make me breakfast in bed. And she looks at me and says, you will sleep on the couch tonight. But anyways, I love the house coat. It's super cool. It's got really huge, big, dangly sleeves, but there's a problem with big, dangly sleeves. It doesn't work well if you have to change a diaper. And when you've got 4 young kids, you're changing the diaper every morning. And so I'm trying to figure out how to do this, and I was like, okay, I gotta think this through. But it's really early in the morning, right? And when it's really early in the morning, your brain doesn't work quite properly, you know? You ever had that morning where you're taking your toothbrush and you're rubbing it on your deodorant stick like that? I actually did that. I kissed Bobby. She's like, wow, your breath smells sporty today. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm smart. I can figure this out. So I take all these massive sleeves, which are big enough to swallow my kid's head, which is awesome. Sometimes I'll walk up to Zeke and just go, cover his face. But these are huge, right? So I figured if I roll them up, they don't stay rolled up. So I have to tuck them up, my arms against my side to hold the sleeves up. So I tuck up the sleeves and I'm holding them, right? But now the problem is I have really limited reach with our change table to reach all the stuff. So you kind of have to crouch down a little bit. So there was this one morning where it was bad. It was a 3S bad. It had the size, it had the stink, and it had the sticky. It was not good. So I'm standing there at the change table. I'm going, ah, ah, ah. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, I kind of look like a T-Rex trying to eat a baby. Ah, ah. But actually, it was a Jedi T-Rex, hey? Ooh. Ah. I will destroy the Sith if I can just reach my lightsaber. Actually, honestly, I was thinking about this. A T-Rex would be the worst Jedi because he could never spin his lightsaber. He would just chop his head off, right? So the best dinosaur. Thanks, son. Appreciate that. Needed a little more laughs. Thank you. But the best Jedi dinosaur would probably have to be a pterodactyl. You know why? It would always have the high ground, hey? Yeah. You know what? And I was thinking, Yoda is just a little green dinosaur anyways, right? Right? Okay, anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yes, boys and sound effects. So a little boy at a birthday party gets a present that he really, really likes. What does he do? Make sound effects. When a little girl gets a present at a birthday party that she really, really likes, what does she do? She hugs it. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be a box. She hug it. A bike. She hug it. Some clothes. She hug it. Some money. She hug it. That's just what she does. But she will hug it, and then she will usually say something so beautiful and so cute at the same time. Like, thank you. I shall cherish this gift as a treasure in my heart till the end of my days. I will always remember that you, Auntie Marie, bought me this rainbow unicorn butterfly stuffy for my 6th birthday, and it was wrapped in red tissue paper in a Princess Elsa bag, the one where she was in her snow gown and not the other one. They remember that. They remember what kind of bag and wrapping their gifts were in. Okay, case in point. This is slightly dangerous, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Bobby, what color was the wrapping paper of the Keurig I bought you for Christmas this year?
Red.
Yes, it was.
Solid red.
That's crazy. Do I remember the color of wrapping paper of my Christmas presents? No, I don't, because I'm not a crazy person. She remembers that kind of thing. You could test it with other people. But Elianna's memory is so good. She has a mountain of stuffies on her bed. A mountain of them. There's 53, yes, I counted. Each one of them has a name and a backstory. I do not remember all their names. This is really hard because I can't even remember human people's names. How am I supposed to remember a bunch of stuffies' names? I'm sorry, Ellie. It's hard being a parent. It's really hard to be a parent, right? Your parents have it tough. I'll say that. Have you guys ever tried to dress someone who doesn't want to be dressed? Okay, you guys think it's hard to put that dress or that shirt on that Barbie doll? Well, just think about if that Barbie was running around in circles, flailing her arms and screaming at you and saying such lovely things. Such lovely things. They're just like poison darts to your soul. You're so mean. It doesn't feel like you love me. My other dad is better than you. What? I legitimately had to stop my son who said that to me the other day, and I was like, what are you talking about? I was there at your birth. I cut the cord. And he comes over to me. He puts his arm around my shoulder and speaks to me in what seemed like a very condescending voice. And he was like, Dad, see, you're my earthly father. But I have a heavenly father who's perfect. And he's so much better than you. Well played, son. I see what you did there. Ugh. Yes, it was that one. Man. It was Zeke. That's how he rolls. But anyways, dressing people who don't want to be dressed. This should be something that they teach you at prenatal classes. So you know when someone's about to have a baby, they go to a class to learn how to take care of that baby if they've never had a baby before? You know what I think they should do? They should teach them. They should have two of the dads come up, and they give one dad a shirt, and they tell the other guy, okay, you don't want this guy to put the shirt on you. You can do whatever you want. There's literally no rules. And to the other guy, they can say, you know what? If you can get this shirt on that guy, you might make it to school on time. But probably not. Anyways, speaking of school, how many of you guys like school? Anybody like school? Okay, there's a few people like school. All right. How many of you guys like math? Whoa! All right. Okay. This will be perfect for you guys. You know what? I can't math. You know, if math was a food, math would be broccoli. Bruh. Broccoli. It would be broccoli. You know why? Because what they say is it's good for you, but nobody likes it. You know, and then they're going to tell you something like this. They're going to say, you know what? Learning to do things that you don't want to do, it'll give you good life skills later on. You know what I say? The only thing broccoli gives me is bad gas. You know what? And why are we surprised about that? Because it smells like a fart when you cook it. Right? It's like a warning. It's saying like, warning, warning, you will make this smell if you eat me. So you don't need to eat broccoli. But you know what's crazy is my kids actually like broccoli. And I mean, you guys probably would too if it was like drenched in oil, fried in butter, seasoned with 15 herbs and spices, and then lathered in a 3-cheese homemade sauce. Doesn't even taste like broccoli anymore. It just tastes like cholesterol. Yeah, but math is like plain raw broccoli. There. Like who made math anyways? Like some guy named Pythagoras? You know? Pythagoras. Well, that's kind of fun to say. You gotta say Pythagoras. Pythagoras. That sounds like a dinosaur or a dragon. Pythagoras, the destroyer of happiness and recess. Recess. Anyways, when Ryler, our awesome sound effects guy at the back, was a little kid actually, we nicknamed him Ryler von Barkman the Destroyer. Because he would always come in and break my stuff. Like, I was working on this thing that I was building for like probably 3 hours, and he comes in just like Godzilla, just I mean, yeah, that's how I felt. I mean, it was his toy train set, but you know, it's okay. He just walks in there and he takes Thomas the train and shoves him up his nose.
He actually did that.
Yeah, he did. Yes. Anyways, you guys have been a great crowd, fantastic crowd. Thanks for having me. Elianna, thanks for having me at your birthday party. You are such a special little girl, and I love you so much. Mrs. Barkman, I do accept cash, e-transfer, and checks, so you can pay me after. Thank you. Have a good night. Oh. Oh, thanks.